Charlie is a very outgoing, outdoorsy person, so he loves life, always willing to go out and give things a go. So he rides a motorbike, loves riding quad bikes. There's something outdoorsy he'll have. So to be indoors now because of his car crash, he was a passenger in the back of a car, and unfortunately it ended up on its roof, and then a van hit the side of the car, and Charlie took the main force of the impact, together with the front passenger, who were both severely injured, were in a coma for I think it was in coma for 8 days. Actually, it seemed like a lifetime at the time. And so we just didn't know where we were going to go from there. It was really traumatic time for us, and obviously he was recovering and getting the best care he could. So yeah, for him to be in that situation just 4 months ago, of a, 1 minute he's fine and the next minute car crash, it really was a shock. We've come through this amazingly quickly, but of course as soon as you leave hospital, that's when you need all the rehabilitation. So for us it was just such a blur as to where to go, what to do, and having advice from rehab centres and therapists to come in and say, right, well, we can help you with all of this, and this is what we know what the problems are. So for him, he has executive decision-making issues. So he finds it really difficult to know what to choose because it's too much of a decision. You need to narrow things down so he's got smaller options. And then, he also, with his memory, completely, but to begin with, couldn't remember things. It was very intermittent, mainly foggy, couldn't remember what he'd had for breakfast, lunch, dinner. And so coming through that, he slowly regained memory. So he's now remembered all of his past memories before the accident, with prompting. He normally has to be prompted about a certain thing, and then that will come to him. So we're working on the memory issues. So we have a fabulous OT and OT support who can help him with these daily things of kind of realising what he needs to do and where he needs to be, organising himself. So I don't know what I'd do without all of that side of it, but as well as we've got the physical side to consider as well. So to have a physio assistant to come in and help him to make sure he does his exercise 3-4 times a week, to build his strength back because of his injury. He's damaged the frontal part of his head. So and this is the bit that kind of one side of it, he's got a weaker side than the other, and so the physios are really working on bringing that side back up to strength. And then of course, being in a coma and in hospital for so many months, he needed to then build up his strength completely to get out and walking and everything, and it's been amazing because I imagined having to give up work to take him for walks and take him to his physio sessions and his OT sessions, and then he also sees a neuropsychologist. So he needs so much support, which I'm not reliant on having to do it all, and I can leave it to the support and the experts to know where he needs to be and follow those stages of progress and make sure it moves with him as he progresses. So it's been a bit of a journey, but just to have that help and support, going back from day dot when he had his crash and not knowing where to go to where we are now. So we've kind of reached the point now where we just need to, because he had a broken neck as part of his injuries, that we have a final appointment with an orthopaedic consultant to hopefully sign him off for that, so that he can undertake a driving assessment, so that he may be able to start driving again. But that's the next really crucial step for him, because I know that he'd love to get back in a car because it's his freedom to go and see his friends and socialise again. So I think that is his biggest. Second, closely followed by being able to return to college, just even for one morning or one day, to reconnect with those friends, and so this is what he is on the path to hopefully being able to reach now. because they are so specialised in what they do and their skills that they bring, so they're not just carers. It's not just someone to come and, help you go and get your shopping and that sort of thing. They have structured plans on what they need to do, and they have that background knowledge of whether neurosciences or physiotherapy, for both of them, with their skills, that they can, apply what they know to helping Charlie. So they work closely with the occupational therapist and the physiotherapist to continue that support in a really knowledgeable way. So it's not someone who's saying, I think the physiotherapist sort of said we had to do it this way. They've got those skills, and both of them are great with dealing with him when he's in I don't really want to play ball this morning. So they can motivate him, both of them, in their own way. So it's brilliant. I was recommended to you by a solicitor who deals with specialist brain injuries. So obviously they'd known about you and put us in contact. So that's how we found you. And to find that specialist support, I think, is amazing, because that's really what has made the difference, I think, with Charlie. So being able to help someone find, your services at an early stage will massively help their recovery. So like it's done for Charlie.